existence, or I could start digging for air, for hope, for life. I chose to dig because someday is nowhere to live your life. That undeniable truth hit me hard during a morning run shortly after I acknowledged my buried state. The realization was so painful that it caused a physical reaction that literally brought me to my knees. For the first time, I honestly answered the question that for years had given me a great deal of pride. How do I do it all? I miss out on life. That is how I do it all. I miss out on what truly matters. And what I miss, I can't get back. This breakthrough moment propelled me into my life-changing hands-free journey. In that moment, I looked to God for help. I felt His presence throughout my life, particularly in my work as a special education teacher and in my writing, but this was different. I knew I couldn't overcome my distracted ways without His guidance and strength. With a renewed spirit, I began implementing simple strategies that enabled me to let go of my daily distractions and grasp moments of loving connection. With each step, I grew increasingly free of my buried state. Through every touch of my child's hand, every meaningful conversation with my spouse, every glimpse of the beautiful world I had been too busy to notice, the addictive grip of distraction began to loosen. Over time, these efforts proved powerful enough to transform my distracted life into one of meaningful fulfillment and connection. I was no longer putting off life until someday. For the first time in a long time, I invested my time, focus, energy, and love in today. And that's when I discovered the power of living hands-free. The hands-free revolution. Change begins with a spark of recognition within one's heart. And when this newfound awareness is shared, this spark has the potential to spread. That is what happened when I started blogging about my daily struggles and triumphs toward a less distracted life. Using my passions for teaching, writing, and encouraging others, I shared my attempts to live joyfully and presently in a fast-paced, overly pressured, media-saturated world. As stories from my journey fell into the hands and onto the screens of others who also felt trapped by their distractions, I suddenly had companions on my hands-free journey. As a means of providing my readers with tips on unplugging and connecting to loved ones, I created the Hands-Free Revolution Facebook page. Little did I know it would become more than a page, but an entire movement for mindful technology use and grasping the moments that matter. A community of people who were determined to reject societal pressures to live a hurried, fractured, and disconnected existence grew organically. The hands-free revolution quickly became more than a community of like-minded people. It became the means to a more meaningfully connected life. When members of the hands-free revolution began sharing their stories and experiences, I discovered it wasn't just stressed-out moms who were struggling. I heard from a Fortune 500 company executive, a stay-at-home dad, a single mom living in a battered women's shelter, a homeschooler, a grandmother, a blogger, and a teen, all of whom were implementing hands-free strategies and experiencing the life-altering results. That is when I realized anyone can become a hands-free mama. Anyone who feels buried, regardless of background or circumstances, can let go of distraction and grasp what really matters. If there is hope for me, there is hope for anyone. The pathway to a hands-free life is accessible to all and begins with a single step. Becoming hands-free. The chapters of this